Greetings, Macadine family. Camille Shabazz here. And I'm about to go into part 2 of my Ayahuasca experience, which when it comes to Ayahuasca, which I do mention, as I said, in the Macadine book, chapter 14, entitled Drugs and Medicine. And, you know, the importance of the proper use of the medicines that are in the earth naturally provided for our own betterment and elevation. So back to my ayahuasca story. Now, as I said, we had went last Saturday in a small town outside of San Diego called Escondido. And I'm going to rewind back to a couple weeks earlier, when I had the interview personally with one of the, I would say, shaman women who had me, myself, and several other individuals who were to attend November 21st ceremony on the Zoom. So this November 4th at 11 a.m., the Zoom call comes in, or actually I connect with them. And one of the things that happens during the actual ayahuasca experience, usually, I would say at least 50% of the time with those who are a part of the ceremony, is that you throw up, you err, so to speak. And neither myself nor Malik had that experience that day. But back to when I was on the Zoom call, this was wild, because I was on there with about maybe 4 other people. And what happened was, during the lady's initial conversation with us, as she was speaking, I started feeling nauseous, which was really odd because I hadn't done anything out of the ordinary. I did my usual supplementation about an hour earlier. So there was nothing that would have warranted a feeling of nauseation. So the nausea came up, and I swallowed a couple of times, and then it went away. But as she started talking more, it came back. And I hurried up and I grabbed the garbage can. And since I was on the earplugs, I caught myself grabbing the mic and throwing up in the canister. And later on, I found out that I really wasn't even holding the mic. I was holding where the wires joined with a clip. So she more than likely heard that. So that's where my journey began, November 4th, as opposed to November 21st. But then fast forward, Malik comes to pick me up around 3 a.m. Saturday morning. And our arrival to the place was all projected and factored in, along with the fact that he has a Tesla that has to be, seem like, charged up every goddamn 20 miles. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. We were charging like the Energizer money or something. It was crazy. But nonetheless, everything was organized, and it went according to plan. The ceremony began at 2. We arrived at 1. But Malik had his cousin with us, brother DJ, shout out to you. And it was made known from the door that DJ was just there with us to be a helper, to be a handler, and to watch us, since we were in the midst of people we didn't know. And not knowing how, if we were going to trip out or what was going to happen. So he came for that purpose. And it was already established, because he was fearful of the drink, that he wasn't ready yet. Okay, get there. 1 o'clock, meet everybody, and then we find out that there can't be no one that is not partaking of the ayahuasca inside the ceremony. They even offered for him to microdose, to take a small amount, that he didn't have to go through all 3 levels of the drink. And he still declined, which we respected. So we had an hour to get back. He had an hour to take the brother to the hotel and get the car charged and be back within a half an hour. So the charger everything was like 8-9 miles away. The charger and then the hotel was all within I think an 8-mile distance, which would have got us there and back right on time. But of course, that just wasn't in a universal plan. Number 1, can't find a spot to charge the shit. Number 1A, we had to go, number 1A, B, we had to go another 8 miles to another damn charger. By this time, it's 1:40. I'm like, wow, we're gonna miss the ceremony, man. I was ashamed of myself that I even started getting all emotional, man. I'm like, wow, we're gonna miss it. And then he said to me, brother, you get the Uber, you go. It don't make no sense for both of us to miss it. I'm really like, wow, man, tears in my eyes and shit. I'm like, all right, brother, I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna tell the man that you need a half an hour. So, long story short, we make it. I make it back, tell the dude, Malik makes it there about 2:45, and it all came together because the ceremony didn't actually start till about 3. So everything worked out. It worked out well. But the whole process, everything you go through leading up to the actual drink is part of the process. That's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. And then after the drink, the real work begins. Now, a week later, everything I went through, which is still a lot. I'm still digesting and trying to process it. But in the in between time, the medicine is still working on me. And I'm seeing and feeling my perception of reality changing. Instantaneously, upon arriving home, relationships are changing. And that I'm more expressive to what it is that I want and know that I want. And I'm less to compromise on any level. And it's wonderful. It's powerful. And the journey continues. Am I going to do the ayahuasca journey again? Yes, because it's more to learn. And there were certain things that dietarily, from a dietary perspective, you got to do, which I wasn't all the way 100% on. I still was eating spices, and they recommend that you cut out spices, and they also recommend that you don't do any cannabis, which I did. Now, some say it doesn't alter it, but from a nutritional standpoint, I could have did better. Although I don't drink no alcohol, which is a plus. I'm not on any medication, which is a plus. But it's certain things that I could have did better, which I'm going to make sure I do better the next time. And on top of that, I'm not sure if I'm going to do all 3 doses. It depends on how I feel after the second one. Because that second one is the banger, man. Third one, that's like icing on the cake or candles on the cake. But that second round, oh man. That second round, man, it takes you to the next world. It takes you to death. The death of the ego and death of parts of the brain and body, which I did experience. But for me, I just don't remember enough. It appears that I just went into a state of unconsciousness where some internal wiring is being redone or being refined. But I really didn't get no answers or commands because I'm already on a path. I just need and want more inspiration and knowledge for where I'm going, which I appear to be receiving. But once again, every man and woman should take this ayahuasca journey at least once in a lifetime, for it is really the true pilgrimage that every man and woman is naturally on. And that is to obtain a knowledge, a thorough knowledge and understanding and love of yourself. More later. Peace.